Hello. I am the Linux Mensch. A few months ago, I installed Ghost BSD. And today I'm going to take another look at it and I'm going to update it. So, let's get to it. I'm in the awesome window manager in Ghost BSD. And of course, it looks the same as it does in all my videos because I'm using my own configuration file. I'm going to log out. I'm going to go into the Qtile desktop. Now the Qtile desktop is installed by default in Ghost BSD. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up here to System. I'm going to go to Administration. I'm going to go down to Update Station. And I haven't updated this system in 2 months. So let's see what's... So updates available. Installed packages to be upgraded 133. New packages to be installed is 9. Installed packages to be reinstalled is 595. Ooh, well, I installed the system and updated it in September, so now it's November, so I can understand that. So let's click on Update, and it's installing the updates. So I imagine this is going to take about 10 or 15 minutes. So I'm going to pause the video and come back. So don't go away. Okay, so that took about 10-15 minutes. I really didn't time it. So it's asking me to restart the computer. So I'm going to restart now. And I'm going to pause the video and come back when I boot it into the system. So I booted into the system. I'm on the login screen. And let's see what I'm going to do. I'm going to go into the awesome window manager. Put my password in. Hit enter. And here we are. Let's do an HTOP. So right now, so in this system, it gave it 4 processors, 4 gigs of RAM, and the system gave it 708 megabytes of swap, just under a gig. So that's not bad. And we're running at 358 megabytes of RAM, which is not bad for the awesome window manager. It's not the lowest it could be, but it's about average. And so my update's done. As you can see, updating the system was really easy. Now let's open up Firefox and see if we have the latest version of Firefox, which is 1.19. Now I installed this Ghost BSD back in September, but I haven't been using it. I played with it, I did a video on it, and that was about it. So as you can see, I haven't configured my Firefox or hardened it to the way I like it. And I'm not going to do that for this video because I don't want the video to be too long. So let's just see what version, but before we do that, let's do this. Let's put the menu bar up there and let's go to Help. About Firefox. And as we can see, 1.19.0, that's the current version of Firefox. So let's close it. And by the way, I don't know if I have uBlock Origin installed in this system. So let's go here. And let's go to extensions. Let's go to extensions, and it looks like I don't. So I wonder if they have uBlock Origin in the repo. And I don't know how to get into the repo from here. So I'm going to quit out of the awesome window manager, and I'm going to go into the default Mate. Put my password in. Let's go to System. Let's go to Software Station. So we'll go to System, Administration, Software Station. And put the password in. And it's just syncing the repository, so it takes a minute. Let's make this full screen, and you can see here it's syncing it. See this green line down here? And there we go. Now it has a search field up here. So let's click on the search field and let's type in uBlock. And nothing comes up. Oops, because I spelled it wrong. uBlock. and nothing comes up. How about Firefox add? Let's try ad block. So they have Brave's ad block library, and I don't know, Brave comes with ad blocker. Do they have Brave in here? And they don't. So let's see if I can get NeoFetch installed. Here it is here. Let's click it on. Let's apply it. Let's confirm it. And we're installing NeoFetch. And it's done. Okay, well, let's close out of here. Let's log out of Mensch. Let's log out. And let's log into the awesome window manager. Put my password in. That's better. Looks like my Arch system, eh? So let's open up Firefox. And we could just do this. Not now. Let's go to settings. Let's go to extensions and themes. Get extension. Oh, sorry, clicked on the wrong thing. Let's go to Mozilla. Let's type in uBlock. There it is there. Let's click it on. Let's add to Firefox. Let's add it. Allow it. Okay it. And there it is. Now let's close it. Let's reopen Firefox. Let's see if it's working. And there it is. Not now. And there it is. uBlock Origin is installed. And let's close this. And let's go into the terminal. So that's kind of funny. Now the thing is that Ghost BSD installs the fish shell by default. And there are people out there who really love the fish shell. I don't. I like Zesh. And what's interesting about this is that in my last video back in September, when I installed the system on camera, I made Zesh my default shell. So it seems funny now after the update changed the default shell back to fish. And I've never had that happen before with any of the systems I use, whether it's Debian, Arch Linux, Linux Mint, Manjaro, Antex Linux. I never had that happen before, so that's interesting. So now what I want to do is, let's do sudo slash, sorry you can't see this. You know what? Let's just do this. Zesh. There we go. And let's do sudo etc, let's do vim. Vim etc password without the O and without the R. Put my password in. And look at that. It changed Mensch back to fish. Isn't that interesting? Update shouldn't be changing your configuration files. Let's put Zesh in there. That's right. Let's save it. And I'm going to reboot. I just want to see if it saved it. Oops. Sudo reboot. And I'm going to pause the video while it's rebooting. Okay, it rebooted. So let's go to well, let's just go back into Awesome. Put my password in. And I'm in the Awesome Window Manager in FreeBSD. So let's go into my shell, xterm, and there we are. That's just my default shell again. Now that's strange. I never saw that happen before. Okay, let's quit out of Awesome. And let's go into Qtile. Put my password in. And there we are. We're in Qtile Window Manager in FreeBSD. Oh, wait a minute. It says Arch Linux. I guess I should get rid of that wallpaper, eh? So, of course, Qtile, there's no mouse, there's no mouse menu in Qtile. It's all keyboard driven. So, super key or the mod key, enter, opens my terminal. Let's just make that a little larger, and let's do a neo fetch. And of course you can see I'm in Ghost BSD. So let's clear the screen. Now what I should do is get rid of that wallpaper. I shouldn't be using Arch Linux wallpaper when I'm in Ghost BSD. So what I'm going to do is ls it. Now I have this generic dark cyan wallpaper, so I'm going to put that into my Qtile config. So let's open up, well, let's just go to another workspace. Let's open up a terminal. Let's make it a little larger, and let's go to, let's do it this way. Let's cd into config, Qtile. Let's do it this way. Let's ls it. And we're going to go into config pi. So let's vim into config.pi. And let's do a search for wallpaper. Here we are. So let's just get rid of that. And let's type in dark cyan PNG. Let's save it. Let's get out of here. And there we are. Let's go back to works. Let's go back to one. There we are. So now, let's close it. There we are. So now I'm in FreeBSD with the Qtile window manager, and I got rid of that wallpaper. And that's just to show you how to manually change your wallpaper in Qtile if you don't have a wallpaper app installed. Now, of course, some people like to install a wallpaper app, and I know you can do that in Arch Linux or Debian, and probably you can do it in FreeBSD as well. But I don't use wallpaper app unless I'm in a Cinnamon desktop, because that comes with, the Cinnamon desktop comes with a wallpaper app by default. But when I'm using the awesome window manager and Qtile, I don't use a wallpaper application. I just put it in manually, and that's how you do it. And let's just take a quick look at the Cinnamon desktop. Let's quit out of here. And let's go to Cinnamon. There it is there. And I installed the Cinnamon. So when you install Ghost BSD, the only thing that comes, and I don't know why this error message comes up in here, but everything seems to be working fine. When you install Ghost BSD, it comes installed with the Mate desktop, like you saw we were in before. But I'm not that familiar with the Mate desktop. I used it for a while, maybe 3 years ago. I lived in it maybe for a few weeks, maybe a month, but that was like 3 years ago. So, you know, I sort of forgotten how to use it, and it's not a bad desktop. But I like, if you've been following my channel, you know I like the Cinnamon desktop. It's my favorite desktop environment. Awesome is my favorite window manager, and Qtile is my second favorite window manager. So I'm just saying that to say that Ghost BSD comes installed with the Mate desktop by default. And I installed the Cinnamon desktop, the awesome window manager, and Qtile back in September when I made my first video about Ghost BSD. So let's just log out of here. And I'm going to go back into the default desktop environment, which is Mate. I put my password in. And I really do like that wallpaper. That's fantastic. That is a second look at Ghost BSD. I updated it for the first time since my installation back in September. It took about 15 minutes. I installed uBlock Origin in Firefox. I installed NeoFetch, and I changed the wallpaper in Qtile because that wasn't appropriate, the one that was in there, not for a video anyways. And I was kind of surprised that doing an update changed my default shell, but I went back and fixed it. Anyways, I think that Ghost BSD is a good system, and I recommend you giving it a spin. And one more thing is that, just a reminder, and it's probably not going to happen, well, I'm sure it won't happen in bare metal, and I don't know if this happens in VirtualBox or VMware, but I'm using QEMU with Virt Manager on top, and when I'm running this Ghost BSD and FreeBSD as well, I have to have an extra mouse plugged into my hard drive. So I have one mouse dedicated to the virtual machine and one mouse dedicated to my bare metal computer. I don't know why that is. It happens with FreeBSD and Ghost BSD, but it doesn't happen with Debian or my Arch Linux systems. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like it and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching. Until next time, I am the Linux Mensch.